possible, please could we be upstanding?
Well, you can ride on the crest of a wave if that's where you want to be. But does the look on your face mean you're really feeling happy? Or do you feel like you're standing on a wooden leg? Or a fool man much too proud to beg? Or a page from a book that can't be read at all? You got to see by the way that they are told that it's time for you to pick up your grip, stop walking. Say you want to see your long legs of flying. Go to the place where the earth reaches flying. Don't stop and turn around and wave goodbye at all. They won't be satisfied till you're out of their sight. But I wonder how will that be with a deck of cards? You're not around the deal. Yeah.
Please be seated. We are gathered here today to honour and remember the life of Eain Crossen. I met with some of Eain's family, his wife Kathy and 3 daughters, Siobhan, Katie and Roisin. We talked of his life, his huge pride for his daughters, his love for Kathy, and also that his life literally reached so many corners of our world. My name is Rachel Smith and I'm a humanist funeral celebrant, and this is a humanist funeral. It's a time to reflect, a time to remember, and a time to say goodbye. This service is all about Eain, his world and his people. And whatever faith you hold, you're so welcome here today to say goodbye in your way. Eain was busy leading life, enjoying time with family and his much-loved dogs, when very suddenly, on the 9th of October, he became unwell. He was in his chair, in his home, but very sadly, he died. He was 69 years old. When someone dies so suddenly, our minds scramble to the what-ifs and the what-could-have-beens. We want to rewind time and change life, but we can't. So be gentle on yourselves and let your hearts remember all he brought to life. The love that he felt for his family that you all carry forward in all you do. The love that held you there for him always. Grief is so full of love. Let his love carry you forward as you step forward, and let it give you strength. Let his stories live on, share his memories, and he lives on. Legacy is left in so many ways: who we are and who we connect with, the people we become and the people we love. Eain was loved and was so important and will be so missed. He built a family. He encouraged his family to be the people they are today and would want them to live on. I'd like to share with you a little sort of reading called Take Grief Slowly. Do not hurry as you walk with grief. It does not help the journey. Walk slowly, pausing often. Do not hurry as you walk with grief. Be not disturbed by memories that come unbidden. Swiftly forgive and let unspoken words and unfinished conversations be resolved in your memories. Be not disturbed. Be gentle with the one who walks with grief. If it is you, be gentle on yourselves. Swiftly forgive. Walk slowly, pause often, take time. Be gentle as you walk with grief. Eain travelled the world for work, but he also created a home that was a lovely place to return to. And I'd like to share with you a poem called Instructions. When I moved beyond you, in the adventure of life, gather in some pleasant place and there remember me, with spoken words old and new. Let a tear, if you will, but let a smile come quickly, for I have loved the laughter of life. Do not linger too long with your solemnities. Go eat and talk, and when you can, follow a woodland trail, climb a high mountain, walk along the wild seashore, choose the thoughts of some book which challenges your soul. Use your hands some bright day to make a thing of beauty or to lift someone's heavy load. Though you mention not my name, though no thought of me crosses your mind, I shall be with you, for these have been the realities of life for me. And when you face some crisis with anguish, when you walk alone with courage, when you choose your path of right, I shall be very close to you. I've followed the valleys, I've climbed the heights of life. Eain was born on the 29th of the 2nd, 1956 in Belfast to Harry and Irene. He was an only child. Very sadly, Irene died when he was only 2 years old. He was raised by different members of the family as Harry was in the Merchant Navy. He started out living with Margaret and George, who were cousins, and his surrogate brother Terry. Then they moved to Scotland and he moved to live with Alma and Jim and their children Helen and Stephen. He was always in the Boy Scouts and loved camping and had an interest in aircraft. He got his pilot's licence at 17 years old, actually before he got his driver's licence. He was in the OTC, he was an OTC officer training corps. He met Kathy at BRA, just young teenagers, and at 17 years old they started going out together. They went off to university in Bristol and lived in Clifton, and it was a really lovely time. He studied biological science and Kathy did microbiology. They had loads of friends and would look after friends' children. He had a love of rugby, which had started at school. At 26 years old, he joined the army. He would have joined earlier, but Kathy and him had had an accident, meaning a large amount of recovery. When he joined up, he was at first in RCT and then the Royal Logistics Transport, training in Sandhurst and then off to Germany, where the first little baby girl, Siobhan, arrived. There is a photo of that new arrival and one very, very proud dad. The little family moved often, North Yorkshire for a while, and I have to admit, I hope I get these in the right order because there were a lot of moves. Ashvale in Hampshire and then back to Sandhurst to train as an officer, and second daughter Katie was born. Dad again, and he was delighted. Belgium for a few years, then Colchester as an officer, commanding job, and then to Andover, where daughter number 3 arrived in the world, Roisin. Her arrival caused a little bit of a stir. He was at dinner with Princess Anne when he got the call, and he literally flew, up the motorway for her arrival. He was a dad who was beyond proud of his family and 3 girls, his world. He was a dad who was an enormous amount of fun, hiding children in boxes when moving house, being the tickle monster, the dad who delighted in his girls playing fee-fi-fo-fum as he jumped them out the bath. He wanted the girls to love rugby, and this actually involved with trying to play with Katie in the back garden, her getting hit in the head with the ball, and there were tears. I think that might have been the end of their rugby career. A close and loving family unit, lots of camping trips, the New Forest, the south of France when a little Siobhan and an even smaller Katie. The Lake District and Scotland, there was also a trip to Sicily, and when he was posted to Cyprus, the family all visited, and he really enjoyed Cyprus. He wanted for his girls to have a loving family, and he and Kathy truly created that. I'd now like to invite Roisin to come and speak about her dad. Do you want to read from here? Oh, it's just there. I need a few changes. You do yours.
I wanted to speak today because, as a lot of you know, I'm supposed to be getting married in March, and he would speak for me, so I'm going to speak for him. How unlucky are Siobhan, Katie and I to lose such a loving father. How unlucky is my mum for losing her devoted husband so suddenly. How unlucky are we all to lose such a great man. How unlucky am I to lose my dad months before he is supposed to be walking me down the aisle. These thoughts, and much worse, have been echoing through my mind since the night my dad passed. I know he wasn't ready to leave us yet. He would be just as devastated and heartbroken. But I look around and I think, how lucky are my sisters and I to have had such stability and love from our father. How lucky was my mother to be truly adored by the man she loved. And how lucky am I to have had a father that set me such high standards for love so that I would not settle for anything less. How lucky is everyone in this room to know a man like Eain Crossen, a charismatic, charming, cheeky so-and-so who loved with his entire heart and soul. If he could see us all here today, he would be so touched. He would be in awe at all of the love and support for him and his family. I desperately wish I could tell my dad how much he is loved by each and every one of us. He was his wife's and his daughter's biggest, proudest supporter. I hope he knows how proud we are of him too. I love you, Daddy. Please rest, knowing we are loved, and we will always miss you. Best daddy in the world. I love you.
That was beautifully read, and it takes such courage to stand up here. He was such a proud dad. He wanted for the girls to grow up in Northern Ireland, so one by one they started boarding school in Victoria College. And then, when possible, Cathy and Eain returned home and settled in Northern Ireland. First Bangor, and then to the home where they are today. He retired from the army and became a devoted member of the Ulster Rugby Club. He was on the committee, and Cathy baked, which was loved by the rugby club. He did some army recruitment and sometimes took Katie to try and get her to encourage recruitment. I'm not sure that worked so well. The family grew. Siobhan married Gary, Katie married Michael, and Roisin is getting married to Eain in March. He loved his son-in-laws and welcomed them into the family. Eain had got his permission for marrying Roisin, and he was so excited about going to their wedding. He actually even saw the dress. He was so proud of his daughters and adored his wife. Cathy had retired in 2020 after being a biomedical scientist at the Ulster. They loved to cook and would go out for dinner. They were members of the Ulster Reform Club, and the two very important four-legged family members to mention are Toby and Charlie, the dogs, loved, spoilt, and taking up space. Eain loved Saturday Kitchen. Apparently, he also loved watching Neighbours, but I'm not sure he'd want you all to know. They were both fan of the Archers, but he decided he was absolutely done with that about a year ago and had given up. That was enough. He loved Radio 4. He loved rugby at Ulster. He loved island matches. He had many friends over the years and enjoyed time with John, who always came over from England for Super Saturday, and last year went with his daughters to see John and was delighted. He was kind, stubborn. He was Eain. Each Saturday morning he would get the Daily Mail for Cathy, and when she was still working, he always made her breakfast. He was apparently one for buying frying pans for his daughters. But his real love in life was the right glass for the right drink. He did really like a good branded glass. When Katie was little and they lived in Belgium, they would walk to get beer. First of all, she would be in the buggy, and then on the way home, she had to walk, as the beer had to go in the buggy. He did for a while brew beer and made wine, one being called Roisin Red. I'd like to read for you some words written by Katie for her dad. Daddy, I hope you know how proud we've always been of you. When I was about 5 years old, I remember telling Mum I was going to marry my daddy when I grew up because I just worshipped you. You and Mum thought it was hilarious, but the sentiment never changed. My heart is truly broken. I will love and miss you forever until we meet again. Sufton. Eain was all about family, dogs, rugby, and loved being home with Cathy. And these are words by Siobhan for her dad. My dad loved us unconditionally. He was so proud to be a husband and father, and we will miss him every day. I love you, Daddy. Let's take a moment of reflection. This is your time to sit in peace and remember Eain in your way. Time for a slideshow, to listen to music he loved, and for private prayer, if you wish.
When it's not always raining, there'll be days like this. When there's no one complaining, there'll be days like this. Everything falls into place like the flick of a switch. Well, my mama told me there'll be days like this. When you don't need to worry, there'll be days like this. When no one's in a hurry, there'll be days like this. When you don't get betrayed by that old Judas kiss. Oh, my mama told me there'll be days like this. When you don't need an answer, there'll be days like this. When you don't need a chance, there'll be days like this. When all the parts of the puzzle start to look like they fit, then I must remember there'll be days like this. When everyone is up front and they're not playing tricks. When you don't have no freeloaders out there get their kicks. Well, that's nobody's business, the way that you want to live. I just have to remember there'll be days like this. When no one steps on my dreams, there'll be days like this. When people understand what I mean, there'll be days like this. When you ring out the changes of how everything is. Well, my mama told me there'll be days like this. Told me there'll be days like this. Oh, my mama told me there'll be days like this. Oh, my mama told me there'll be days like this. Oh, my mama told me there'll be days like this.
Soon we will move from here and out into the day with memories of Eain in your hearts and your minds. On behalf of the family, thank you so much for being here today and for your kindness and support in recent times. You are all really welcome to come to Roselawn, but you are even more welcome to come to the house later. The family would love to see you there, but we'll be about after 5 by the time they get there. As we say goodbye, carry forward what Eain brought to your life, the memories held and the stories shared. Some of the most simple connections in life are the moments we hold close, the moments of laughter. Every day doesn't need a conversation, as love is a connection without words. And love doesn't die, it just carries forward in who you are. In life, we leave behind possessions. We worry that things will break or bend. But the real treasure is the memories and the connection and the love that we make along the way and carry forward in all you do. Before I read a final poem, I wanted to share with you a line from Kathy for Eain. See you at the Wills at 1 p.m. Let's share a final poem called He Is Gone. You can shed tears that he is gone, or you can smile because he has lived. You can close your eyes and pray that he will come back, or open your eyes and see all he has left. Your heart can be empty because you can't see him, or you can be full of the love that you shared. You can turn your back on tomorrow and live yesterday, or be happy for tomorrow because of yesterday. You can remember him and only that he is gone, or cherish his memory and let it live on. You can cry, close your mind, be empty and turn your back, or do what he would want. Smile, open your eyes, love and go on. We're going to hear one final piece of music as we gather ourselves to go.